Women's basketball, that's always a good game. Our girls, they're like the best basketball team, like I'll just say in the country, I'm probably wrong. But they're good, they're really good, they put on a good show. I was photographing, filming, mainly photographing it was a cup final. I cannot remember for my life who it was against. It was a fantastic game, our team won. Basketball, always a good atmosphere, always a good game. A couple of days later, I was going around London with Mr. Dominic Coombs, joined by Mr. Nick Reese. You only get like 5 seconds of screen time, so say whatever you want.
Silence.
The plan was to go roof-topping. We got so close. The roof-topping didn't go so well.
No luck there.
Then we got some food, and then we just went on the beach at the Thames in the pitch black. At low tide without really looking up the tides. Don't do that, kids, it's not a good idea. What have you done?
No.
Please don't fall. You're right.
Yeah.
Don't go that way. Okay, do you want to try going behind things?
Is this a sewer one?
Potentially. That covered like our shoes and our clothes in a load of like crap, because when you walk down onto the beach, that's like where the sewer pipes come out into the Thames or whatever, or something like that. Oh, that is literally a sewer, I didn't realise that. It stinks, you sink into the sand very quickly. Don't panic, just keep walking. Steady rhythm, keep walking, I'm good. And don't go down there wearing white shoes or white clothes of any sort, you'll regret it instantly.
I feel dirty.
Oh,
I know, it's like on the...
Oh no, not on the visual vibes.
Not on the visual vibes, guys, no. I didn't want to tape Ben Brown's name.
I want to meet up again. Let's do it, Dominic, let's meet up again, hopefully not in another 10 months or something. Yeah, it took us way too long to actually get together to start with, but one of my flatmates is a musician. He has a SoundCloud, you may or may not know, as I may or may not have mentioned, it's this thing here. He had his first live gig.
I've done a live set or anything like this, so this is going to be interesting.
At his live gig, I controlled the visuals for him.
Due to the nature of the music I make, which is like electronically weird shit, it would be really easy for me to just come up here with 2 CDJs and just like fading out songs without me really fucking bothered. So I've got like a computer and all this kind of shit to like do as much as I can live to make it a bit more interesting.
Very useful considering I'd just done a set design project on my course.
And I've got some trippy visuals and shit as well to make it interesting. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Yeah.
That was a good night. In the previous like catch-up roundup video, you may remember me mentioning that I did filming for a company called Spectcom that was like for the uni to like advertise the uni sort of thing. We did some more filming around town, just like getting general shots of like what the town area is like, with like the church and the market and the train station, that sort of thing. I'm obviously so beautiful that I was the actor or like person looking around, you know, because I'm so pretty, and like I didn't even need makeup. After doing some shooting with a company and with like some proper gear that, if you like, inspired me, I went around Wickham again just looking out for spots that I could like get high up, not like rooftop, because in Wickham there's like some car parks to get rooftop like shots. Found a couple of spots, came back to the Swan car park. I always come back to the Swan car park, that's like one of my go-to spots. If I come out of uni and the sunset's looking pretty cool, the go-to place is always the Swan car park. Got night lapse from there. I'll come back to the night lapses in a minute. We had one of our projects finishing off, which was the one that we started last month, which was the London one. It was around the showroom gallery in London, which is a 10-minute walk from Marylebone, that sort of area. I redesigned it into an office space, white faces, black grid lines sort of style. I really like the style of it personally, obviously because it's my work. Designed the shelving units from scratch, got the stairwell from scratch. I was overly happy with it, I was confident with it, presented it way better than what I did with the previous one. Also, I wore a funny shirt. The shirt is this one. Then we started a new project. It's to do with houseboats, which is very different to what we've done before. It's mainly focusing on like visuals. I quickly made some models of what sort of thing I was looking on. Currently looking into like sci-fi films. I think, what's it called? Oblivion, the film with Tom Cruise in. That's like a point of inspiration, that sort of architecture. My good friend Ben Palmer, who I've known since the beginning of this year. who's now president-elect for the student union, which is pretty cool. He offered to take me out a camera and a couple of lenses to go shoot whatever with, really, mainly for a game that was on the weekend. So I said, yeah, cool, because I like gear. Camera. He got me out a 60D, sadly not the lenses, so the next night I went out to Hughenden Woods. So that's my view at the moment. By the time I got to the woods, it was already pretty dark. I mean, things were still visible without needing a light. This screen is brighter than what it is. Realistically, it's actually somewhere around that sort of brightness at the moment. Top tip, don't go into the woods at night unless you have a proper torch. Looks like I'm telling ghost stories, doesn't it? Once upon a time there was... I went there to try and get a night lapse of Wickham from a distance high up. It is legitimately so dark out here. It's again coming back to that thing of spotting out places in Wickham to try and get decent lapses of. Glad I've done it. Potentially gonna go, probably not gonna go back there again. If you're wondering what the fox says, it says, there you go. Then the day after that was the reason why I got the 60D. It was to go and shoot futsal. Varsity is this big like sporting event which takes place a couple of days or a few days later than this, but this one had to be organised earlier. Yeah. Bucks Uni versus Roehampton. We won that game 14-3. Which is not too bad, you know. And speaking of varsity, 3 years later, varsity. Bucks New Uni versus Roehampton. I'm a swimmer, you can tell by my lovely, see that we had a real stress trying to find the whole team of swimmers. We went through so many swimmers saying yes they can and no they can't. That was like the happiest moment of my life on the night before the competition, finally getting a whole team. Yeah! Swimming went really well for the boys. And really well for their girls. 1-1 from the swimming. Each sport for each gender gets like a point for whoever wins. There's 21 points overall, I think it was. Sports I attended were obviously the swimming. I then attended the women's basketball because I said before, the women's basketball, our team is amazing. And it's always a good game and a good atmosphere. We won that like 59-53 I think. After that I attended the men's football. And then the men's rugby, because everyone attends men's rugby because that's the final game at the end when everyone is absolutely hammered out of their face. The football one we drew and the rugby one we lost.
What does that scoreboard say? It says 29 to them, 7 to us. Well, fuck.
Overall it was 12-9 to them sadly, but it was still a hell of a good day. I'm not going to complain too much. We're very near the end of the month now. On the last day of the month, I finally got that lens. I have this guy for 3 weeks. But anyway, that's March. Thanks Ben for giving me the lens as well, I should say. Anyway, with this lens, I'm going to say that will do for this video because I'm going to have trouble editing this anyway. Kaboom! Well fuck, 27 minutes of footage to go through. Plus looking through countless folders that aren't too greatly organised, not gonna lie. Yeah, this might take a couple of days.